Welcome to a new reading vlog. Hi! It is week 3 of the Owls challenge thing, and I have read 4 full-length books and 2 graphic novels so far. But so I have 5 challenges I've completed because the other graphic novel doesn't complete a challenge. I wanted to read it because it was funny. So this week my main objective is to finish Empire of Storms, and I am about a quarter of the way through it. Not quite, almost. And the Mark of Athena, which I am more than quarter of the way through. Maybe even a third of the way through. So Mark of Athena, I'm on page 206, and Empire of Storms, I'm on page 157. That is my objective for this week, is to finish all that stuff. That's where I've been doing my plan with me's, and I'm in the middle of doing a plan with me right now, but my battery died, so I have to charge it because I use my real camera, not my iPhone. I'm going to go try to get a mic for my iPhone this week. I was going to do it yesterday, but I forgot. We're standing in the electronics section of the exchange yesterday trying to figure out what it was that we came to look for, and we were just stood there and couldn't figure it out. It's a mic for my iPhone, so that way I can use both my iPhone and my camera when we go on our trip this summer, so that way the volume isn't totally off. Right now, if I was to play this side by side with my real camera, the volume on this one would be terrible. So unfortunately, it still kind of sucks, but at least I'm doing all of it on my iPhone instead of half of it on my iPhone. But once I have a better mic, it won't matter. So, yeah, that's it. I don't have any big plans this week because I never do. My husband's getting ready to leave, and that's the only thing that's been going on. That and lots of doctor's appointments for me. My skin hates Guam. They did a biopsy 2 weeks ago, and I just found out this last week was wrong. I have to go on top of the skin infection that I managed to get while I was here. I'm having an allergic reaction to the stinking island. So whatever I'm having a reaction to, which they can't figure out because the blood tests don't show anything, so it's something that's just Guam related. It's exacerbating the problems with my skin. So my son has a really, really bad dust mite allergy. And when he is exposed to dust mites, he gets like eczema effect on his arms and on his neck, and it's really bad and really itchy. And so when he saw my rash, he was like, oh, well, it looks like the same thing I had, and it is. So I had an allergic reaction to something which gave me a rash. And then because my skin was tampered with, was not intact, I got a skin infection, and now we're just trying our best to get rid of both. It's terrible. I've been doing this for a month, but hopefully this next round of antibiotics will cut the whole thing out, and I'll be able to just take care of my skin and not have to worry about the infection on top of it. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. The island hates me. So there's my TMI for the moment, but most of it's cleared up. I actually had some on my neck for a little while, so if you notice there was like a red spot on my neck, it was from the allergic reaction. Yay! Which explains why I don't have it when I leave the island. Because I will not have to worry about my skin for an entire 2 months over the summer. Yay! Alright, anyways, enough about my disgusting skin, thanks to this island. It's officially 9:30 because the church bells are ringing. I'm gonna go get breakfast because I'm hungry. Dude, the cover of my book is messed up. Someone got happy with a box cutter. That's what I get for buying books used. I mean, it looks perfect in every other way, but there's a cut right there. Oh well. Anyways, okay, I'm leaving now. Goodbye. I have my raspberries and my book and my shake. That is purple because it's got blue spirulina and strawberries in it. All right, breakfast and a book. Time to read. Someone's interested in the birds. Jeffrey. Hey guys, so today is Tuesday on week 3 and I just got done editing my last vlog. So much fun. I looked thrilled in it too. If that's the look I'll give everybody every day, then I'm gonna be like, why, no wonder people think I'm boring, because I'm like, I had no expression on my face at all whatsoever. So much fun. So today I've been reading. Yesterday I read quite a bit. I think I read for like 3 hours yesterday. I have a little counter thing that's telling me how long I read for. Alright, so I read 450-ish pages of Throne of Glass, not Throne of Glass, of Empire of Storm so far. So the book is going pretty good. I am liking it a lot. I'm a little bit worried about it because one of my friends that I've been talking to that I met on one of the Facebook pages, she just finished it last week and she loved it and it tore her heart out. So I'm a little bit nervous to see where this is going. It's been one never-ending battle after the next. There's been almost no downtime, but I'm loving some of the relationships. Some of the things are so cute. So that's the only perk to it. So you have sexy time, Sarah J. Maas style, and war, Sarah J. Maas style. So, you know, Sarah J. Maas book. That's what you get. I don't have any big updates. We aren't doing much today. I have plans for tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll vlog because I'm around little kids that are not mine. So we'll see. And other than that, I don't know. Happy reading. Bye. Say hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my crib.
This is where I live. This is where I sit and read my books. I'm at the library. They changed their checkout times to only 10 days. They don't even give you 2 whole weeks. So rude. Now I read. Hi guys. It's Thursday and I just wanted to give you a quick update. Yesterday was Wednesday and I spent the entire day with my friend and driving around. So I did not get any reading done, but I got a bunch of, well, I got 20 pages of reading done, if that's anything. But I did get a good chunk of this read, listened to. It's my audiobook, so I listened to almost 100 pages, just like 98 pages or something for the day. Plus I got through 20 pages of Empire of Storms, which I have been reading all morning, and I'm about 50 pages from the end, and I've already spent the last 2 chapters crying. So this book is going to destroy me completely. I know it will, because I'm crying and I'm still 50 pages from the end of the book, which means it's gonna get worse. It always gets worse. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, because I'm like distraught over this stupid book. And I can't tell you what it's about because it's the 5th book in the series. Can you say spoilers for somebody who has not read it yet? But if you have read Empire of Storms, about 50 pages from the end, when all the prophecies start to come together and we find out exactly what is needed. If that makes any sense. I'm being as cryptic as I possibly can be so that people won't understand what's going on. But I'm wrecked. I'm completely wrecked, and it's not even the end of the book yet. I still have 50 pages left. I still have the whole battle scene to go because the battle just started. So that means I have 50 pages of battling to go, and then I have to wait until October for the next book. All right, so I'm gonna go cry and read. Probably cry more than I'm reading, and I'll check back in with you when I'm done. Wish me luck. Hi guys, it's still Thursday, and I just finished Empire of Storms. I have to wait till October for the next one. It ended so much. I would love to talk to you guys about it, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't read it, since it is the 5th book in the series. All right, so I have my little owl chart here, and I moved this book because this was my herbology book because it says storms on it, so it storms is nature-ish. And I moved it because they talked about alchemy for like a whole 2 sentences in here. I'm using that for potions because potions is harder to come by than herbology is, and I need something light and fluffy. And so I'm gonna look through my books and see if I have anything that will fit some of these. I have, let's see, Ancient Runes I have open still because I was probably gonna do the next book of this and put it there, but I don't know just yet. For Arithmancy, I already did it. I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 because it had a 1 in it. My Astronomy is Obsidio, which I will probably read with my next major book. This one, I just need something little to get me through this one. And then for Magical Creatures, I do Lost Hero because there's tons of different creatures in all of the Percy Jackson world. Charmed, I did Air Fire, which was fantasy. And then for Defense Against Dark Arts, I'm using this one, which is about a secret society or club, which is, they're all like that. I mean, come on, being a demigod is in itself kind of a club, right? And then for Divination, which is a prophecy, I used Son of Neptune because every single one of the Rick Riordan books that I've read deals with prophecies. And Herbology I have open because I just move things around and I need a new book for that, but I thought it'd be easier on my psyche to just take a little break. History of Magic I haven't read yet, and that's going to be Now I Rise unless I can find another lighter History of Magic, but I'm not planning on it. That's my plan right now. Then I have Moss for my Muggle Studies, and then I just finished Empire Storm, which I'm using for potions because they did talk about alchemy in it. 2 sentences worth, but they did. And then the last one is Transfiguration, which I used Queen of Shadows for. And it was a transfiguration shape-shifting, and that book has got a lot of shape-shifting in it because all the fays shape-shift. So, yeah, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have officially passed my owls with an outstanding. But I'm going to keep going because I want to see how many I can get done. Now to figure out what to read next. That's the hard part. All right, bye-bye.
All right, I realized I did not update you guys yesterday after I finished Empire Storms, and I understand the heart ripping out, totally trash for this book. I understand all of it now. I love it so much, and I hate that I have to wait so long for the next one. But I still have Kale's book to read, and I also have the novellas to read. But I needed a little break because that was a little hard. So instead, I am reading this book. The book is in here still. I had to go to the doctor this morning, so I took it with me. The Weight of Feathers, it's by Anne Marie McLemore, and I don't know what it's about.
So I'm assuming this book is about Romeo and Juliet. I'm getting the Romeo and Juliet vibes off of like the first 3 chapters or whatever as I read. I haven't read very much because I just started it last night. I read 1 chapter last night just to get me over the hump so I wouldn't get into a massive funk after reading Empire Storms because, oh my gosh, I have no idea how people don't like Sarah J. Maas. I don't get it. I understand that reading is a very personal thing, that everyone's opinions are completely different and very personal, but I love Sarah J. Maas. I absolutely adore all of these books. The only one I didn't love was Air Fire, and I still liked it a lot because I love Rowan. I do. But I needed something to keep me from getting too much into a funk. So I picked up this one right away just to get it started, just so I didn't put myself into a reading slump. Ever the first chapter was only 7 pages long, And then today while I was at the doctor's office, I made page 24. So I haven't read a ton, but I have started it, and I'm definitely getting Romeo and Juliet vibes. So far, as I can tell, if I can remember the names, because I'm terrible with names, we have the Palamas and the Corbeaus, and they are two different families. They are performers. One is an aerial performer. They used to be tightrope walkers, but they have changed their act over the years, and now they run across, dance, do stuff in trees. So it's like a aerial thing still, but it's not on tightrope, it's on branches instead. And they all wear wings, and the wings are very heavy and hard to maneuver, but they still make it look graceful and beautiful. And then the other family, the Palamas family, they are water performers. They are mermaid performers. So one is, they speak Spanish. I don't know. I'm assuming they are Latin. And then the other ones are French. And so you have each header of each chapter is written either in French or in Spanish. Show you. It's either written in French or Spanish. And then there's little like words here and there. Like I know what abuela is. And there's like, you know, grandpa and grandma and aunties and all that kind of stuff. And they're all written in French or Spanish. So they are from different cultures. They are competing acts, and they have opposite acts. So one's underwater and one's in the air. And they have like this huge rivalry. They've had it for years. They only have one city that they cross over and are literally competing against each other. For every other city they go to, they may cross over a little bit, but this is the one city where they're here for the exact same amount of time. They're here for the same festival, and they're directly competing against each other. And you're following two characters. You're following Lace, who is one of the Palamases, and then you're also following Cluck. His name is Cluck. You're following Cluck, which is a Corbeau. And I'm assuming this is a Romeo and Juliet thing. I'm assuming that those two are going to end up having a thing for each other, because everything so far about this book screams Romeo and Juliet because of all the warring families and the disagreements and all that kind of stuff. It just says Romeo and Juliet. So that's what I'm assuming this book will be about. So far, it's really cute. I like it. Like I said, I'm only 24 pages into it, so it's not like I've actually read a lot. But I needed something to get me out of my fantasy head. And my friends are not helping at all, because we're all still talking about the Sarah J. Maas books. I'm getting sent jokes that are ACOTAR related. I'm watching stuff on YouTube that keeps popping up that is Throne of Glass related. And I'm just like, okay, so between these two books, I have read almost every single one of Sarah J. Maas's books, and I love all of them. So I only have 2 left to read. And I don't have the physical book for Tower of Dawn yet. All I have is the Kindle book, and since I prefer the real book, I'm gonna wait a little while longer and see if my book outlet box shows up. It was said it was supposed to show up on Tuesday, or Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. It was supposed to show up yesterday. But they are notorious for taking a month to get here. So, but it came through the post office instead of coming through UPS, and so therefore it should get here faster. UPS, I know for sure, drops off in Richmond, and from Richmond it takes a month. So the last box that I just got, which I never even showed you guys because my son brought it in and didn't say anything about it, so it was just sitting there. I ordered it on February 22nd, and it took until the 13th of April to come in. And the box that I am waiting for right now, I ordered it in March, like March 6th. So we're just over a month now, but they lost the first one, so they had to resend it out. And so I have no idea if I have to wait another month for it or if it'll come in sooner than that. So I don't know yet. I'm gonna give it a little while longer, and if I still don't have it by May, then I will just read my Kindle version of it, because I completely plan on reading A Court of Frost and Starlight the moment that it gets here. One of my friends I was talking about, she is going to buy it for me and then send it to me, and I'm just going to pay her back on PayPal. That way I get the special edition one from Books A Million, because I tried getting the one from Indigo and they do ship all over the world, but they don't have an option for shipping to Guam. So I'm a little pooped out on that one. They do ship to the United States, but they don't ship to any of the provinces, it looks like, and I couldn't find a link to find out how to ship it to the provinces. And I don't trust Books A Million to coming here, because every time I've tried to ship something from Books A Million here, unless it came to one of the FPO boxes, it was terrible. And so I'm not even gonna try. So Nicole's gonna buy the book for me through Books A Million, and she's gonna send it to me herself. That way I don't have to worry about their shipping, I just have to worry about her shipping. And I don't see a problem with it. I mean, she's too sweet to take advantage. It's just one book. I mean, come on. So yeah, I will have that hopefully shortly after it gets released. But between the two, my May is filling up already. Just like my April. And then, so after I finish The Weight of Feathers, I want to get to Obsidio next. Obsidio is the next big one that I want to get to. And then after that, I don't know. We will have to like look at the list and see what's left. This one I'm going to use for my herbology, because feathers are nature, and every other nature book that I have is not, either I've already read it or it's not contemporary. And this isn't contemporary either, this is magical realism, but magical realism is fine. I just need something that was much, much lighter than fantasy, because I adore fantasy, but I could feel myself kind of spiraling into that I need to get out of fantasy for a little while. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to read this magical realism book, and then I will read Obsidio, and hopefully those two will pull me out of it. I am still working on Mark of Athena, and I still have about a quarter of the book left, but I'm hoping to finish that before the end of the weekend. We will see. I may not finish till next week, but if that happens, then my audiobook for House of Hades is going to have problems, because my library decided that it no longer wants to let us have 3 weeks to read a book. It wants us to have 10 days. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can cut from 3 weeks to 10 days. It takes me a little bit to get through my audiobooks usually. I can usually get through them in about 2 weeks, but 10 days is not enough time. And so I have no idea. Hopefully I'll just be able to keep rechecking it out, but I don't want to deal with that. And I may be using my Audible account more often if this is the case, because we don't have a library here locally that runs off of Overdrive. The Air Force Base doesn't have one, because Air Force Base is base specific, and this base up here is so crappy that they don't have an online version. The Navy is Navy wide, which is what I normally use. And then the one in town doesn't have, it's a little tiny library, and it doesn't have anything for online. So I'm running out of options, so I may have to use my Audible account more often, which means I can have to use the credits that I've been hoarding like a crazy person. I get credits once a year. I do the big bulk one, so I pay once a year. I get all of my credits at once. And I bought all of the Harry Potter books with my credits this last time, and I still have 10 credits left. And I usually use them when they have like a buy two get one free or buy one get one free sales. And so yeah, I may have to start using that for more things than just sales, because if I can't get my audiobooks from the library, then I have to start paying for them. Maybe I can convince somebody at home to let me use theirs. So if you're a friend of mine in real life and you do not use your Overdrive account, but you have a library card for any major city, can I please have your password so I can use it? Okay, so I will talk to you guys shortly. My daughter is texting me, and I have some reading to do, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Ooh, Chloe!
feeling dizzy by turning around fast. See, I didn't see that in there. Wonder Woman too. Hi guys, we're here together out in the real world. I finished reading Weight of Feathers this morning and loved it. It was really good. It was really pretty. It was really lyrical. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of Anne-Marie McLemore's books. But we took a little hiatus from the house to drop my son off at his soccer thing that he does every Saturday, and then we went to the mall. And I totally forgot to vlog anything while we were in the mall, except for like the 3 seconds that I was like, oh, that's right, we went to the bookstore and I didn't vlog anything. So I took a picture of the outside for you. I know, I'm very nice, aren't I? So now we're in the car. I don't know where we're going.
You should be done here very shortly.
Am I going the wrong way for that?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Well, I'm confused. So we're gonna go pick up our son and then potentially be dropping off our daughter soon so she can go do a baking thing with the other teenagers from church, which I asked her about like 10 minutes ago, and she's really stoked to do because it gets her out of the house, because apparently we're boring people. I don't think I'm boring. What do you think? No, not boring people? Not so much? Okay, cool. So, yeah. Maybe I am boring. Okay, so, I have Obsidio with me, but I kind of want to go to like to the movies or something, and of course Love, Simon's no longer in the theaters here, so unless it's playing on base or something, we may have to like see if Cody has it on their website so that we can just stream it. Anything else going on today?
Nope.
No. I read for like 3 hours this morning and he slept for those 3 hours, so I want a nap now. Other than that, fun times ahead. Now if I'm parking, wow, a lot of people here. This tiny little soccer field that's only good for this one church group, because I don't think anybody else is using it but us. Hi guys. So we are at the end of week 3 now. It is Monday the 23rd, and I'm going to give you my little weekly wrap up before we start week 4. I can't believe this week is almost, this month, this readathon is almost over. I finished 2 more books this week, and I am headed into my next 2 books. One of them is almost done. I may, depending on schedules, be able to get a full 3 books this week. We shall see. Okay, so the first book that I finished is Empire of Storms, and this is the 5th book to the Throne of Glass series. It is the last full book from Selena's point of view so far out. So there's one more coming out, comes out in October, and then there's one from Kale's point of view that is already out that I haven't read yet, and I haven't read the novellas yet. But I have made it through the 5 main books so far. So I have 1 left, and I'm really excited about it, and I love this series, and I'm kind of sad I have to wait till October. But that's life, right? I thought honestly that this series was like done when I started it. I didn't realize that we still had another book to go. So the next book I read was for my herbology class. I needed something that was nature related, so I picked up The Weight of Feathers because I figured feathers are nature, right? There's feathers in nature. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I read it in 2 days. It was super sweet. It was super cute. I loved it a lot. It was beautifully written, and I'm really looking forward to reading anything else that Anne-Marie McLemore writes, because I really, really enjoyed it. It's just I know I mentioned it before, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It definitely has its own little twist on it. And there's one point in the book that I was basically screaming at the book, do not kill them, do not kill them. But, you know, Romeo and Juliet, I thought maybe she would be real literal with it and kill them and everything.
So, for the 2 books that I started but I have not finished, I started Obsidio last night, but I just started it. And I only got about 22 pages through it before my husband goes, you know it's after midnight, right? And I was like, oh. We had a late night this weekend, a couple of them. So I didn't get a chance to really read much of it, but I did get a chance to start it, and that was the biggest thing I wanted to do. And, oh, I hit myself with a book. I have not quite finished Mark of Athena yet, but I am like 60 pages from the end, so I'm really hoping to get this finished. I may just put on my headphones and listen to it today, because there's not much left. I mean, there's like 60 pages left, so it's not much left at all. And it's my audiobook, so I didn't listen to it much this week. I listened to it for a couple of days, but nothing major, and now I'm like, maybe I should just finish it off. It was really good. I'm really enjoying it. And I have the 4th book standing by on audiobook and in physical form, so I can just move right on to the next one. So for a grand total this week, I read 1,171 pages, which has been pretty typical per week. These books are pretty long. They're like 600-700 page books. I think even the Heroes of Olympus, Rick Riordan books are like 500 pages. So they have been kind of bulky, which is probably why I'm reading a little bit less than normal, but 2 books a week is still amazing, and I'm still happy with that. So there's 1 physical book, 1 audiobook a week. But I'm up to 6 books and 2 graphic novels, so I'm up to 8 so far for the month. And I've marked off most of my challenges, so I think we're doing pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish and do all 12 because I still have my historical fiction and my nonfiction left. My nonfiction I can definitely get through, but my historical fiction, it's gonna be a little bit lengthy. It took me a good couple of weeks to read And I Darken, so Now I Rise might tend to be the same problem. I'm just not even feeling that book right now, so I don't know. It's kind of bright right here. I mean, I'm kind of squinting because I'm by the window, and it's a really overcast day, but it's oddly bright, so don't mind the squinty faces. So I'm gonna go, and I will start this next week's vlog for you guys. Bye!